Welcome back. Today's presentation is a continuation of my earlier presentation, that is practices in plant disease management, that is biocontrol agents. So we'll be talking about mycorrhizal fungi, that is AMF and VAM. So what is mycorrhizae? So we all know the lichens. Lichen is nothing but it is a symbiotic association of the fungi with the algae that leads to the formation of lichens. Similarly, the symbiotic association of a fungi with the plant roots is called as mycorrhizae. So this association differs remarkably from ordinary root infection, which is responsible for root rot diseases. Mycorrhizae is a non-disease producing association in which the fungus invades the root to absorb nutrients. Mycorrhizal fungi establish a mild form of parasitism that is mutualistic, meaning both the plant and the fungus benefit from the association. About 90% of the land plants rely on mycorrhizal fungi, especially for mineral nutrients, that too for the fulfillment of the supply of phosphorus. And in return, what fungus gets? The fungus receives nutrients that are formed by the plant. Arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, AMF. So these colonize more than 80% of all the land plant species, and this AMF are the mutualistic association between the fungi and soil borne and the roots of higher plants, causing no harm to the plant. So the AMF accelerate activities by improving the agricultural development, and the current research target, these are the current research target with regard to the sustainability purpose. And these AMF, they colonize more than 80% of all the land species. Of course, these are the oldest and the most widespread plant symbiosis seen on the earth, and even the fossil evidence and the DNA sequence analysis, they revealed that their existence back more than 450 million years. There are two different types of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. So one is endomycorrhizas, another is ectomycorrhizas. So endomycorrhizas are characterized by forming inter and intracellular fungal structures called as vesicles and arbuscles. So together they are called as vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. And ectomycorrhizas are characterized by an extracellular fungal growth on the root cortex. So these one fungi are the structures where the exchange of nutrients between the partners takes place. Partners is the exchange of nutrients between the fungi and the host plant. So what happens here? The extracellular hyphal network is spread widely out of the nutrient depletion zone in the rhizosphere, and it accelerates the supply of inorganic nutrients, particularly phosphates and nitrates, and in return, the fungal heterotroph resists photosynthesized material from the host plant. So in this picture you can see the development of vesicles and arbuscles. Initially, when the host, when the fungi, it comes in contact with the outermost layer of the root in the soil, it forms an approsorium at the point of contact. Gradually, it spreads its hyphae into the epidermis, hypodermis and cortical region. And in the cortical region, intracellular hyphae are developed. So gradually, this intracellular hyphae, they make a channel, intracellular hyphae in the air channel, and in the cells they forms arbuscles and vesicles here. So these vesicles are bladder-like structures and the arbuscles are finger-like projections. Both the function of both the things are to uptake the nutrients from the soil, and gradually it provides to the host plant. So mechanisms of arbuscular mycorrhizae fungi as a biocontrol agents are this AMF induces the systemic resistance to the host plant, it competes for nutrients and space, it activates the plant's defense mechanism, it alters the root architecture, it improves the plant nutrition status, and it changes the microbial community in the rhizospheric zone, etc. The AMF associations, they can reduce the damage caused by various plant pathogens which are soil-borne, and the capability of the AM associations so far, of course, tested for enhancing resistance or tolerance in the roots are not same for the different fungi, but protection is not effective for all the pathogens. Protection against the pathogens is not effective for all the pathogens. So, the plants inoculated with the AM fungi, they receive the protection from pathogens as compared to non-mycorrhizal counterparts, and the necrotrophic and biotrophic pathogens have been reported to be suppressed by AMF either directly or indirectly. Here you can see the pictures showing the different mechanisms of AM fungi. So it induces the systemic resistance. How it induces? So by local and systemic root protection, by protecting the local and systemic root from root to shoot of the plant, and it also directly compete with the pathogens for nutrition and space. So it competes for the space at the for infection sites and for host nutrients also. It enhances the tolerance of a host plant against the pathogen. Like it alters the root morphology, it increases the nutrient uptake, and also if at all the damage is there by the pathogens, it compensates the damage. So it increases the uptake of this phosphate. So AM fungi also alters rhizosphere interaction. So altered root exudation enhances the intake of the nutrient, and nematode host finding is affected, and different rhizosphere microbiomes are allowed to grow, which are beneficial to the roots of the plant. So AMF they enhances the higher nutrient uptake by the plants. That is particularly the nitrogen and phosphorus, but also minor elements like zinc also are able to absorb or uptake by the plant. This is being able by the presence of this VAM or AMF. So AMF also alter the root morphology. So what is this alteration of root morphology? Or there is alteration in root structure. So that is vigorous root growth which forms branching is due to the high intake of nutrients. And in the counterbalance, the suppressed roots growth caused by the PPM. So PPM is plant pathogenic plant parasitic nematode. So this PPN, when it grows inside the cells of the root, it suppresses the growth of the root. So this suppression or the damage caused by this PPN is counterbalanced by this AMF. But this action may not be true in all the crop plants. AMF also directly compete for the nutrients and the space. Particularly they compete for carbon with the pathogens. So it is reported that the carbon transfer from the host plant to the AMF is estimated to range from 4 to 20% of the total assimilated carbon, but this report is still not clear, and of course lot of researches are going on in order to confirm this one. Again, competition for space could also be involved in AMF-PPN interaction, since both PPN and AMF they reside in the roots. But it has to confirmed reports are not available whether the presence of AMF may suppress the growth of this PPN because both they grow or reside inside the roots. So negative effects on PPN in cortex due to exclusive formation of mycorrhizal arbuscules are reported here. So due to the more formation of these arbuscules, the arbuscules like finger-like projections of hyphae. So this mycorrhizal hyphae. So these herbaceous, they pose a negative effect on ppm, because both the herbaceous and ppm are found to be grown in the cortical region. So due to the exclusive formation of herbaceous, there are reports which say that there are negative effects on ppm posed by this mycorrhizal herbaceous. Thus, the competition still gets tougher when feeding cells extend to the cortical regions. So feeding cells, they extend when they extend in the cortical region. In the cortical region, ppn and this herbaceous are residing. So again, the competition becomes still more tougher. They will fight for the space, and they will also fight for the nutrient here. But of course, there are some things which have to be clear, that research are going on, and just we will wait and see whether due to AMF there is a suppression of ppm, or whether the ppm fights over this, wins over this AMF. AMF also protects the plant by inducing systemic resistance. There are reports which highlight a systemic suppression of a nematode infection in mycorrhizal roots. For example, in one experiment where the systemic suppression was observed in split root experimental setups in Rhizophagus irregularis colonized by banana against Rhadophilus similis and Pseudomonas coffeae. So in this, what happens? This Rhizophagus irregularis, it induced a systemic resistance in banana roots against Rhadophilus similis and Pseudomonas coffeae species. So also there are reports of inducing the systemic resistance in grapevine against ectoparasitic nematode, that is X. index. So this AMF, they alter the rhizosphere interactions, that is the microflora present in the rhizosphere, or the microbiome present in this rhizosphere, and their interaction with the root of the plant is altered here. That is the microbiome which are present in, which are pathogenic to the plant, that is altered here. So this AMF, they alter the rhizosphere interactions. So the level and composition of the altered root exudation can impact the ppn in the rhizosphere. ppn is plant parasitic nematode in the rhizosphere. In terms of hatching, it may have affects the hatching, it may have affect the motility, it may even affect the chemotaxis of ppn and the location of the host. So this altered, so what is this root execution? So usually the roots executes primary metabolites like sugars, amino acids and organic acids. So these root exudates are believed to be passively lost from the root and used by the rhizosphere dwelling microbes. So this root exudation, alteration in the root exudation can also cause a change in the microbial diversity in the rhizosphere and therefore affect the plant pathogen interactions. So again, due to differential root exudation. So this differential root exudation is essential for plant to develop a matured system of symbiosis. As a auto-regulated symbiosis, there is very much essential for auto-regulated symbiosis in order to go for differential root exudation. So this is essential for plant in order to develop a matured system of symbiosis as auto-regulated symbiosis, especially AMF colonization under a certain threshold, as well as to determine the pathogenic rhizosphere microorganisms. Auto-regulated symbiosis is necessary for identification or colonization of AMF under certain threshold conditions, also to determine pathogenic rhizospheric microorganisms. So the differential root exudation, or there is alteration in the root exudations, directly helps the plant to interact with the rhizospheres. So again, this VAM or AMF, they enhance the tolerance against heavy metals, that is bioremediation. The potential of tolerating to heavy metals in the plant roots is enhanced by this AMF or VAM fungi. For example, the copper and zinc concentrations are increased in leaves of AM soybean plants. According to the report, the copper and zinc concentrations are increased in leaves of AM treated soybean fungi, and another report says that sulfur acquisition was enhanced in sorghum colonized by Glomus fasciculatum. Glomus fasciculatum is a and there is a report saying that sulfur acquisition was enhanced in sorghum, which is colonized by Glomus fasciculatum. And again, boron content was increased in AM maize shoot in acidic and alkaline soils with more acquisition of calcium, sodium and magnesium, but there are very less reports regarding the enhancement of tolerance to heavy metals by this AMI fungi. So in conclusion, arbuscular mycorrhiza fungi to boost agricultural productivity is considered as a better alternative as it has a strong influence on plant interactions. It aids the plant in resource acquisition, it enhances the tolerance to soil pollution, it suppresses the disease, and overall it plays a decisive role in plant development. It also enhances the supply of water and nutrients, particularly phosphates and nitrogen, to the host plant, and in return it gets 20% of the plant fixed nitrogen, and hence the nutritional exchange is bidirectional. Further researches are required in order to widen the possible exploration and utility of AMF by the farmers. See you in the next video. I'll come back with a new video and with another new topic. Till then, take care.